guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Hope everybody's having a great holiday season. Get to spend a lot of time with family, a little time off of work maybe, and hopefully some time out on the golf course. I just want to touch base with everybody as we start to roll the calendar over to 2025. I'm going to be starting our planning for our St. Andrews golf trip, scheduled right now for the very early part of April 2026. I'm going to do that by asking for just a tentative head count at the beginning of January sometime, maybe first 2 weeks in January. And what this will allow me to do is to give me an idea what kind of lodging to look for and to start talking with the folks out at St. Andrews Trust to work on tee times and costs for golf, see if they get any group packages if we have a group big enough, maybe try to keep the golf costs down a little bit more. Now, this is not a commitment to the trip by any stretch of the imagination. This just gives me an idea of what I can look for and shop for. I've already done a little looking around on different sites like Airbnb and Booking.com and whatnot, because I have the ideas of where I want us to stay that would be more convenient to the courses and the town itself, being able to go experience the pubs and the restaurants and all those sorts of things when we're not on the golf course. But your first decision point is going to come no later than April 30th of next year as a reminder. If you're in on the trip, if you're down, I'm going to be asking for a $500 deposit, and that's going to allow me to actually start booking the lodging in May. Again, my goal is to keep it to $150 per person per night, and we're looking at 6 nights that we'll need, so that's going to equate to about $900 in lodging costs at a maximum. The earlier we book that lodging, which is why I'm trying to jump on it next May, the cheaper we'll get it, and the more likely we'll get it both cheaper and a great place, somewhere that's super convenient to both the golf courses and the town, like I said. I want to touch a couple other things real quick. Passports, don't forget about passports. Right now, if you look at the passport website, if you go to the State Department's website, they're talking about a 6-week turnaround. Don't plan on that. Sometimes they're earlier. Yeah, I've had passports turn around in a couple weeks. I've had passports turn around in 3 months. It's kind of a crapshoot. Depends how busy they are where they're processing the passports. So start the process now if you can, or at least get on it early if you're in for this trip. New passports are running $165. Renewals are $130. And if you do need to renew, there is an opportunity. They're beta testing an online renewal system. Now, there's some caveats, and you have to meet certain conditions to be able to do that. But check out the website and see if that's you, because I could save you a little bit of time of having to find a passport acceptance place, typically a post office, oftentimes a post office, but sometimes county clerk's offices or whatnot, and to get your passport renewed. So check out that website and see if you qualify for that. Talking about flights, I went the other day and looked at flights from my local airport, El Paso, which I know will probably be a lot of our local airport, a lot of us in the group local airport. I looked at it from El Paso to Edinburgh at approximately the same time frame for 2025. So I did April 2nd through the 9th. It's pretty close to what we'd be looking at. I'm looking at a Tuesday through Tuesday sort of flight itinerary. This gives me an idea of what 2026 may look like. By no means is that a guarantee, but it gives me an idea. And I was seeing flights from El Paso anywhere from $875 up to $1,100 round trip. So take a few minutes, take a look at the itineraries on any of the individual airline sites. Again, United and American are going to be your 2 best bets to get to Edinburgh easily. And then Booking.com, a website called Skyscanner.com is a great tool to kind of be able to move the flights around and kind of play with the itineraries a little bit and see what's out there based on cost, speed, et cetera, et cetera. One pro tip, though, and I touched on it in the first video I cut. If you fly through London Heathrow, if you connect through Heathrow, folks with American Airlines specifically, talking to you guys, if you connect through Heathrow on the way there, give yourself at least 2.5 hours for a layover. Heathrow can be an absolute bear. And I hate to see anybody miss their connection up to Edinburgh because I got stuck in Heathrow because they didn't have time to connect. That is a thing with Heathrow. So make sure you're giving yourself plenty of time to connect through there. I'd say at least 2.5 hours. With regards to the actual cost of golf, those actual costs will come out sometime late next summer, early fall. The golf courses over there release their prices on a year-to-year basis, their greens fees on a year-to-year basis. And typically they come out in the fall time frame, somewhere around October, November time frame. So I would plan right now. I went and looked at the 2025 costs, and the cost for golf did go up. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I would plan on anywhere from $400 to $700 for greens fees, but that's all going to depend on how many rounds we as a group hit or you as an individual decide to hit. Again, I'm not making anybody go hit the courses they don't want to hit or don't feel like they can afford or whatnot. There'll be plenty of time for some breakout courses if folks want to go hit a certain course and other folks don't. That's no big deal. But you can get an idea by checking out greens fees. I'll put the sites for those things in this video. I'll also email it to you in a follow-up email here. Again, I'm not saying we play all these courses, but it gives you an idea of what the costs look like. Remember, they're all in pounds. They're all in pound sterling. So you need to get on a conversion website such as xe.com. Does currency conversions to see what that looks like in US dollars as of right now. Again, the exchange rate may change, but it gives you at least an idea of what you're kind of looking at. With all that being said about the golf, just a reminder that these are all going to be walking courses. You will have to walk all these courses. You'd only be authorized a trolley, otherwise known as a golf cart to us, if you're 60 or 65 and older, or if you have an actual medical necessity that's accompanied by a note from your treating physician. I'm not even kidding about this. They will ask you for that because they only have a limited amount of those golf carts, and booking them requires a couple extra steps. If you need one, please, by all means, start getting your ducks in a row for that. Ask me for more information. I can get you more information. I can even put you in touch with the clubhouse over there in Scotland to see what that looks like. There are no trolleys authorized on the old course. So if we are lucky enough to get into the old course while we're there, then you'd have to walk that course. All that being said, the courses are all at sea level, and with the exception of just a couple of courses, namely the Castle course and the Jubilee course are the two that come to mind. Those two are pretty hilly. The rest of them are relatively flat, some smaller hills here and there. But they do have caddies and push carts available for hire for all those courses for a fee. They even have the electric push carts, which I used last time I was there, and those were fantastic. And I think it ran me about $35 a round to rent those. Caddies go anywhere from $70 to $90 a round, and then there's a gratuity on the end of it. So that just kind of depends on what you want to do, right? So that's it. That's just the update. Wanted to get some of this information out to you guys. Again, hope everybody's having a great holiday season, a great Christmas, great New Year coming up. If you've got questions, hit me up on Facebook, any of the social media sites that we might be friends on. Hit me up on this email. If you got my phone number, text me. Just get in touch with me any way you can. I'm happy to answer the questions. And outside of that, I'll talk to you guys in 2025. Have a good one.